a little bit of hashtag production value.
And Shotty's Hotties is just wasting their time pool at this point. They don't know how to respond to this. They're like, do we pick a tank here? Do we get banned out? They're hovering ETC. They're thinking about it. They lock in the ETC for the follow-up power slide to the Kerrigan combo initiation. But I think Srey is just going to try and strangle the map. He's going to go for the wave clear, go for Muradin guarding the team while he just rotates and clears and rotates and clears. Going to strangle the map. At least that's the plan. Whether it succeeds, I don't know.
Yeah, just pretty much standard Tomb stuff right there. But neither team really showing a strong soul laner yet, as we saw both of them banned out. Who do you think they're going to go for in terms of having that soul lane presence?
They could just go triple tank, right? They could go Johanna, Muradin, Shen. Shen's an extremely strong solo laner. We've actually seen Gul'dan picked up as a solo laner in PPL in a few different games. But Shotty's Hotties thinking about how they're going to deal with that double tank. They lock in the Tychus.
Ooh, the Tychus. That's a great pick just in general. I mean, it gives you that wave clear that you need. You also just know you're going to have strong team fight potential against any sort of double tank. And that's, I mean, you kind of asked for it, Srey, right? You pick up Muradin, Johanna. Tychus is just like the perfect DPS to follow that up with. So a good draft decision there, in my opinion, for Team Shot.
It's a great draft decision. But it's a worse draft decision today than it would have been 3 days ago. With Third Wind at level 1 for Muradin, he can stand out of a fight for 8 seconds and come back nearly at full health, which means you can chunk him out of a fight once. But with the cooldown on Tychus's D, you can't chunk him out of a fight twice.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible how strong Muradin is now. And the Ariel ban, not wanting to let Iakona get his hands on Ariel again. And I feel like, with Kerrigan being on the team, that's one of those picks that does extremely well to enable a Kerrigan to go in, because she throws out her round of cooldowns, she does her damage, and then you hit her with the Crystal Aegis, which kind of resets the fight and protects Kerrigan while her cooldowns are coming back up. So it's a nice way to sort of just let Kerrigan go in and do her thing and then save her life.
Yeah, and Shotty's Hotties could punish this double tank even more. Leoric is still in the menu. Percent-based damage is always going to be good versus this heavy front line. And Srey needs to lock in something that's going to back up these tanks and make sure that they don't get pushed out of lane. Lunara being hovered here, that would give them some poke, some sustained damage over time, and, medic. So they're just never going to die. They're just never going to die.
Yeah, but I feel like you pick medic when you're not against extremely hard engage and aggressive comps. That's exactly what Shot's team has. They have an ETC and a Kerrigan. And of course, I feel like if Shot's team drafts Tyrael right now, they're just gonna crush this medic. I would love to see a Tyrael on Shot's team right now, because it works so well with already the ETC Kerrigan, Tychus. That's something MVP Black a lot of times when they run those Tyrael comps, run it with Tychus and let Tychus sort of move up into the sanctification as being that mid-range DPS. I would just love to see Tyrael right now, Cavalier. That's where my heart is.
And Tyrael's actually not a terrible solo laner, so long as he's not matched up against someone who's a really good solo laner like Thrall, that they would have that option of just putting him down in the solo lane for the first part of the game. But Srey really just wants to be on the map. That's the Morales. They want to keep everyone at full health. And until Medic runs out of mana, especially in the early game, it's almost impossible to kill anyone who's being healed by her. And as long as they're on the map and their wave clear is better, they will slowly get that advantage. In the late game, with the DC Kerrigan, the Medic can get dived very heavily, but with double tank, they might be able to peel for her. Jaina locked in for the burst damage on the follow-up to the Kerrigan combo and the wave clear. That's going to be really scary.
I actually don't like it. I just feel like Shot's team is going for way too much of a squishy comp here. And I mean, as long as the Srey Bays can manage to disengage that very initial power spike in the team fight when ETC and Kerrigan go in, I feel like Srey Bays are going to win the team fights overall, just because ETC is such a squishy frontliner by himself, and he's going in with a Kerrigan who's going to get focused down extremely hard. So it's really just the initial power spike for Shot's team, and then they're really going to struggle because, of course, Lieutenant Morales just heals everyone up to full.
That's true. Shotty's all in on the combo. Kerrigan combo, power slide, Blizzard. If they can't kill someone with that, then they're going to be forced to back off and wait till it comes up again. And they're slowly going to be falling behind in lane in the meanwhile.
Yeah, if they can't. Exactly. That's the key. Because don't get me wrong, if Shot's team goes in and they hit their abilities, they get a good Ring of Frost, ETC hits, 2-3 man mosh, and Kerrigan goes in and does her thing, they're going to win the team fight. They can absolutely, they have the tools to kill a medic, for example, instantly. 100%. But the question is, and we saw them struggle a little bit with a similar, extremely aggressive comp last time, can they do that? Are they going to have the coordination to make it happen?
And that's always the thing about Heroes of the Storm. Can you coordinate as a team? It is a team-focused game. It's really not about individual play by any stretch of the imagination. So hopefully they had that warm-up game. They have some idea of how each person likes to play. Their comms presumably are a little bit better. They've fixed whatever issues they might have had in terms of coordinating abilities they had in the previous game. There was some overlap of heroics that resulted in some free not kills. And we'll have to see how it ends up working out for them this game.
Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness, is that the new Kerrigan skin? All right, the whole draft is worth it. Shots team's gonna win. They have the new Kerrigan skin. Now the only thing is they have to. I mean, you have to run Ultralisk, right? Like, you don't have a choice. You run that beautiful skin, you have to do it.
I thought it was whichever team had the better portrait synergy always won. Wasn't
Oh yeah, I mean that comes second, right? Like first is the skin mount synergy, and then it's portrait synergy. You gotta get your priorities right, Cavalier.
Got it. Again, not a professional player, so I don't know these things like the way
it's something you wouldn't understand. It's just the experience thing. But yeah, you can see neither team has literally any portrait synergy, so that's great. And loading into this game though, I think I have the teams on the right side. Good. I appreciate you guys, by the way. The players on these teams are not switching sides every time. We've got Srey's teams on the left again. That is so annoying to deal with because you get in a game and you're about to announce the teams and you're like, I definitely have the name switched up right now.
Yeah. It's nice to think about being a Tier League admin. You usually make the lobbies and you're the host, so you can put players where you want them to be.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm excited to see Nazmas on Jaina here. I feel like if there's somebody who can be the hero on Jaina and hit the legendary combos that are needed for this game, that's Nazmas.
And he has been very successful in PPL all week. We've been talking about him a lot. We haven't, seen him perform the way we've been seeing him perform, but I think that was just probably nerves. I mean, this is the first time. These are amateur players. The first time a lot of them have been playing on a stream like this with this big an audience.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm going to announce the teams here. On the left-hand side, in the blue trunks, we've got the Srey base. Srey leading his forces on the Johanna there with the green elemental lizard. We've got Yoda playing Murden, Prismat playing the Leeminger. We've got Cure on Lunara, and Toon Slim playing Medic.
And on the right side for Shotties, Hotties, we again have Iakona on the support role, even though he's not a support. Rhaegar, Shot on ETC, Nazmas on Jaina, Taliant on Tychus, and Lightsy on Kerrigan. And Lightsy's Kerrigan is actually pretty terrifying.
It's going to be awesome to see. And look how beautiful he looks. Style points, best in show goes to Lightsy. Confirmed. And so level 1 here. Let's see if Kerrigan tries any sort of crazy combo. And then, oh no, Nazmas. Is that the classic Jaina plus Pleb Horse? Oh no.
Apparently it is. And they're also doing the classic EU thing of blocking the minion wave so it comes onto their side a little bit sooner. I think they're doing that just so they can hopefully force the Srey to overextend a little bit into the Kerrigan combo. It does not end up working out for them, but both waves do get cleared very quickly. Meanwhile, Tychus Murden rotating the bot lane. Murden versus Tychus is going to be a very interesting solo lane matchup.
Yeah, this is one of those solo lane matchups that you never see. It's just like, what? Now, I feel like while Taliant surely could win the lane matchup, if he wanted to here, he probably doesn't want to push out super far with the Murden being able to just stun him with follow-up from the Kerrigan and ETC. So he might be a little bit more careful there. But meanwhile, you just see a little bit of poke going on between mid and top. Iakona gets the full 3 stacks of the dot on him. And taking a look at the talents, see anything too out of the ordinary. It's weird seeing Regen Master on Johanna still.
Yeah, I mean, pre-patch that would have almost been considered a trap because she was pretty much drafted for Night Take Spawn. But after the patch, we've actually seen a pretty even split between Reinforce and Regen Master. The Regen Master on the map like Tomb of Spider-Queen I think is obviously the right choice just because it will get stacked up so quickly on this 4-man rotation. It's 4 globes per minute.
Yeah, that's a really good number to know, and a nice bit of damage there onto Lightsy as they start their rotation over the top. Srey there being a hero, taking all those gems, standing in the blizzards. He doesn't care. He's Johanna. He can take that damage. So down they go to mid. Srey's team a little bit ahead here in the clear. No surprise there, though, with the comp that they have.
This is the advantage of having better wave clear on this map. If you're always ahead in the rotation, the enemy team has to either split to make sure they don't miss soak, or, you know, set themselves up for a situation where you can set up on them and they don't necessarily know exactly where you are. And they're opting to split instead, but they really, whenever you have a Kerrigan, you want to get a pick. They do get a combo off onto Srey, but Medic and Iron's going to come out, and it doesn't even matter. Lightsy might actually go down from the counter initiation.
Oh, Iakona, he got him. He's got his back. Iakona's there. The new support main. And Prismaticism here starting to clear the wave up at top. Level 4 talents being taken here. Let's see, it's in the rhythm for Tychus.
Well, if you're in a lane against Muradin, I think you're going to be able to stack those stacks up really easily in the early game, and then you'll have that late game sustain from the combination of that stuff and in the rhythm. And Taliant was actually forced out of lane by Yoda, had to back all the way to his Nexus to get his health back. And this is the funny thing about Third Wind. It doesn't matter how many times you chunk a Muradin out, he can just keep coming back for more.
Yeah, that's right. He just always regenning up, takes a quick break from the fight, and then jumps right back in. So I still even feel like, oh, nice job by Taliant. I don't know if you caught that, but at bottom, he just dashed out of the Stormbolt. Really doing a good job dueling out Yoda here in bot lane.
He is indeed, but then again, Yoda, just back to full health. It's like it's literally like it never happened, but so many in the rhythm stacks are going to get packed up for Taliant. We're actually keeping an eye on this all game long. And currently already at an extra half second of his trait going onto the, he's only had that talent for like a minute.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I mean, I'm still gonna say that I think the bigger they are against double tanks is just like so good. I'm still surprised to see it, but he's making use out of it. He's definitely getting value, so he knows what he's going for there. That's gonna be the first turning going over to Srey base here, as their wave clear comp has proved to be a little bit more effective in the early game. And of course, getting first turn on this map is just huge. It gives you such a big advantage because you get closer to level 10. And then if you're able to use your level 10 advantage to deny turn-ins in the second round, that's where you really start extending your lead.
And it also makes the opposing team play very scared, because if they don't have all of their, or any of their gems turned in, they're holding on to all of these gems, and they're like, well, we don't want to lose these, which means that we can't be too far forward, we can't really fight. And you're just forced to play passively for such a long period of time, and it's going to give Srey's team such a huge opportunity to get ahead on the map.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see the split that they're going with the push. They're keeping 4 people top to push out there. You see the mid Webweaver is still very healthy. A lot of poke from Prismaticism this game. He's been extremely effective with his damage, as Nazmas is doing his best to try and stay safe and also effectively clear this out. He's going to go ahead and clear the top one, and Iakona dealing with the mid one. I really liked how they defended that. Beautifully done there. No forts lost, no kills given up. Just nice rotations all around. And now maybe a turnaround as a combo comes out really fast on a cure, but Toonslim's there with the safeguard, with the healing beam to keep him up. Srey wants more of the fight, though. He's not letting Lightsy go. That's going to be a kill. Nicely done. Kerrigan falls. And that now will give Srey's team a little bit more of an opportunity here to dump some more gems. They have 37 so far, so not quite enough yet, but as long as they keep those rotations up, they'll have enough in no time.
While that fight was going on at top, we actually had Prismaticism rotate down, and with Yoda almost got a kill on Taliant. So they were having 2 attempts on 2 different heroes at the same time. They actually got the kill on Lightsy. Then that's the value of being ahead in the rotation. You have so much vision and so much control of the map that you can afford to even split up, do different things at different parts of the map, and end up winning in both cases.
Yeah, that's right. That's the curse of having to park somebody in lane just to get that soak, right? So, hard situation to be in, but now the initiative is on Shot's team here to try and get a turn in before level 10. They do have 78 gems, so they have more than enough gems to make something happen. But surely they're going to be looking for a kill here that they can chain then into a turn-in. They missed the combo, though, however. Power Slide whiffs as well as the Kerrigan combo. And that's going to be Lightsy falling first. Now the chase is on. Yoda is moving in aggressively here. Seeing if they can get another stun on the shot. He's slowed from Cure there, but he's got to be careful. Nazmas is there with a lot of return damage on Jaina, but that's going to hurt. They're not going to be able to get their turn-in before level 10 now. And Yoda in pretty good control here on the bottom half as well, just continuing to get that soak. You know, being a Muradin in lane is pretty difficult because you don't have much wave clear to deal with the wave, but Yoda has done a very nice job here of not losing towers versus Tychus.
I agree with you on That, and both teams just, like, red team's just at this point, they're like, okay, now we have to soak 10. We're going to have to let them turn in for free. This is going to be the second consecutive turn in from Srey's team. All of the walls are gone. And at the start of that last push, Lunar had just picked up culling, but with all of these waves being pushed so far in, Nature's culling is going to them doing a ton of work on these low health forts that have been starting to get chunked out.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of weakened and softened them up a little bit, destroyed all the front walls, and then now it's going to be fort killing time. So looks like their sights are set on this mid fort first, and we'll see if they decide to do any sort of dives. That's the scary thing if you're in a position like Nazmas here on Jaina, and you're trying to defend this fort. You know that the other team can dive you and just turn it on whenever they want. So it's you have to be really careful about your positioning here. So after taking down that mid fort, they're going to move down the bottom. All these outer forts are really at risk here, but it looks like mid and bottom. Oh, but level 10 here. They've got their ultimates, and they've decided they want the fight. This is that crucial moment we were talking about. They have to make something happen very quickly here at the beginning of the fight. And it looks like already Lightsy is already getting so chunked, having used Ancestral so quickly in that fight. No stuns or anything on anybody. But
power sliding out of the blessed shield.
Yeah, he kind of dodged it there. Shot doing a nice job. But look at that huge ring. And Blizzard. Nazmas did so much damage there, but unfortunately nobody else really was too impactful in that fight. Lightsy, though, maybe he's found... Oh, nice turn by Lightsy there. Even though they had lost the team fight already, Lightsy keeping his head in the game, looking for any opportunity he can to at least get a kill there and make it a little bit better for his team, and he surely was able to do that there. But like I was saying, you know, they moved in with the flank, but they didn't really commit to anything. You know, they just didn't quite see the opportunity there. And they have to just go in with the mentality that they're going to make something happen. They're going to get a kill.
And they were in an awkward position. We did have Lightsy and Shot flanking from the backside while everyone else was in the front. So they would have had to go through the team to try and make something happen. Lightsy tried to do that, but got chunked so hard as he tried to do it. He, ravaged in for the safety, and it's just awkward positioning across the board. They're going for these very aggressive flanks, but it's leaving their backline completely exposed and leaving Lightsy in a position where he just can't combo the way he wants to.
Yeah, exactly. But Nazmas, though, we've seen now he has the potential to like completely destroy in these team fights. So nicely done there. I'm excited to see what he does in the rest of this game. He found the perfect Ring of Frost Blizzard combo there on Toon and Cure. And they were able to sneak this turn in, which was really nicely done. And they're going to be pushing here on mid. Shot, maybe looking to catch somebody in the rotation, though. But Srey honestly doing a great job there, scouting out the rotation, making sure not to leave his team. That's called anchoring. Not unaware of the terminology there. And look at Yoda with this great engage over the wall, jumping in, seeing the opportunity here to sort of block everybody from going through there. Shot instantly getting interrupted on the mosh. Toonslim. Oh, there's another great ring. Toonslim gets chunked out, but that's going to be Kerrigan falling as well, and now Taliant as well. 3 members dead for Shot's team. They aren't able to get the kill on Cure either. Oh no, Cavalier.
The anti-synergy on the Tychus laser there blocked that corridor completely. Actually got Yoda stuck against the wall, so he couldn't do anything that entire fight.
The drill can be the drill can be just the most awkward ultimate in the entire world if used correctly. Oh my gosh. That is great to see. Drill value.
My altar awaits the gems.
So now
turn-in successfully defended, though, not even losing a fort. All the bottom did take a lot of damage, and now Srey's team has enough to turn in again.
Yep, they have plenty to turn in here, and they're going to take advantage of that. They are a talent tier up as well, having the 13 talents, so they know they have a little bit of an advantage. Getting this Knights as well just puts a little pressure on the map that Shot's team has to deal with while they turn in. I've got to say, though, Srey is really my MVP right now, as he's been doing such a good job of making sure that this really explosive, aggressive combo of the ETC and Kerrigan can't get value.
And that's the benefit of Johanna. She can peel for anyone for days. Whenever you have a Morales and you really want a heavy peel tank, I think Johanna is the default pickup. And when they amplify healing, she's just never going to die. That synergy between having medic on you and then never letting anyone else get to the medic.
Yeah. It's a scary thing to deal with. So Mosh up in 25 seconds, by the way. 13 talents acquired here on Shot's team. Icy Veins picked up for Jaina. That's the stuff picked up on Tychus. Double strike for Kerrigan. She's full all in on the combos with that build. So let's see if they can make something happen here. This is their big chance before 16 to make a fight happen, but we already see Shot in retreat again. And the drill gets thrown down. This time not body blocking the whole team, which is nice to see. And they're trying to move up and do something while the drill's out, but meanwhile, they just turn in. Oh no, Taliant getting the Ancestral. This is looking really sloppy here for Shots team.
It is another huge ring in the corridor. Ends up doing so much damage, but it doesn't even matter because Lightsy was already there. They didn't have any follow-up potential for that, and that is 3 kills to none for Srey's team with Web Weavers pushing in.
Yeah, remember what I was saying in the draft? How their team is going to really struggle if they can't do something right in the beginning of the fight. That's exactly what we're seeing in this game. It's just, you've got this big power spike and you have to, oh my god, this chase on Yoda's hilarious. Not like this. You're just slowly getting chased down by the frost bolts into this like 5k health Muradin. And now that bottom keep is going to fall for Shots team. Their base is just in tatters, being ravaged by these Web Weavers. Another 70% health Web Weavers pushing down the mid lane. And the situation's looking dire. I mean, what do you see as the comeback play for Shots team here?
Srey's team gets cocky and goes boss. Ring of Frost on boss wipes the whole team, and shot ends. That's their win condition right now, and it's not a very likely one. Yeah,
exactly. Not very likely, but if they can make something happen, they could potentially throw pit maybe. I don't know. Like this is just like that moment in the game. 16 to 14. You're down a keep. Pretty much just have to try and hit 16 and maybe look for like the 18 to 16 fight, but no, they're just marching right in. Nice boss bait there from Srey's team. Shot pretty much had to check that though because he had no idea what was going on, and the boss can be taken so quickly this late in the game. So now, let's see, Shot is going to scout it again. This time maybe fatal. They did manage to reset the boss though.
That is 1 leash out of 3. The 3rd leash will completely reset the boss, so if Red Team can just keep pressuring and forcing them back out, you do see Taliant checking with the grenade to see where everyone else. Shots is just taking so much damage. The laser actually comes down in a good position this time. He's doing a lot of zoning controls, doing so much damage. Yoda's forced to pop Avatar just to live, but Srey is deep in the entire enemy team, and he's not going down. Legion Master actually getting a huge amount of value for keeping him alive. And that is counter kills across the board for Shots team. We do see Li Ming and Yoda both going down. Prismaticism not going to be there for the resets. But Lunara is getting everyone so low.
Wow, that was actually really impressive though by Shots team. I mean, considering they fought into 16 and make it happen like that. Oh, Cure is not done though. Gotta watch out for those auto attacks. Apologies guys, by the way. I realized I have an IXDL playing open in the background and started screaming new game hosted midway through that team fight. That was kind of obnoxious, but I've closed that now, so if you want
that was commentary on where that fight was going.
New game hosted. Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Anyways, Srey's team here just going to be clearing out some more waves. They've given up on the boss for now with 2 people dead. But it's going to be a while before they have a turn-in. And now Red Team is 16 and they have enough to turn in. So really now it's Srey's turn to make sure to watch the turn-ins for the first time this game.
And this is going to be the next fight. They do have Wisp available, which gives them a little bit of a vision advantage over Srey's team. They don't really have any vision granting abilities. Or Shots team doesn't really have any vision granting abilities. Iakona gets caught trying to turn in and gets absolutely erased.
That was
the resets start happening. Lightsy's going to go down as well. That is 3 for none. And I think Taliant's going to die as well. It's going to be 4. Shot goes in trying to save him. Is like, okay, no, that's actually a bad idea. And not only is that 4 kills for none, but that's all the gems except for Shots 20. And they're going to go for boss and use boss to end the game.
Yep, pretty much going to be game here. But then again, there's the keep wall up as well as the keep. So it's a decent amount of ammunition there to defend against this boss. See, maybe they're able to make something happen. I mean, 20 seconds before Tychus is up. I don't think this is quite going to be game yet, with everybody having still pretty decent respawn timers. But yeah, Iakona learned a lesson there. Don't run up to the bush without your team. And so let's see what this boss siege does now. This race team going to be pushing. Not quite going to have the 20 advantage here to work with, but they have such a good sieging comp there compared to Shots team, which is more like, you know, combo and engage heavy. But the upgraded drill being thrown down there, well, it's not quite the upgraded drill yet. I was saying for how far he threw that back, it should have been an upgraded drill.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only going to be pretty much DPSing the minion wave. Not going to be doing too much damage on the heroes. It does end up expiring, having done really almost nothing.
That drill,
and Nature's Culling going to start to chunk out these buildings so quickly that keeps going to go down. This is still a half health boss. And Srey's team actually going to opt to back out, not going to continue to push with it. I think they could have got more value, but they wanted to play safe. They want to get the 20. They're just going to rotate to the mid lane and get that wall as well.
Yeah, I think the play there, if you're on Srey's team and you want to be more aggressive, is like, can we get a kill? Because if you get a kill, then all of a sudden you open yourself up to getting a lot more out of the situation. And, oh, here comes the big engage. They're not waiting for 20. They're ready for a fight. Right now, Lightsy needs to try and hit a combo here as Ancestral's gone off. Yes, he is going to connect on the cure. Nicely done there. And then Medic healing. Medic's going to throw out the Sim drone there on the Lunara, but Lunara falls. That's 2 kills already for Shot's team. They're actually doing really well in this fight, but look how close they are to giving resets. But it's just the tanks alive. All the damage is dead. They're actually not going to be able to win this fight. Murden falls on the side. Now the chase is on. They've caught Medic. Nazmas just doing work here, killing everybody. I was really worried about the beginning of that team fight because it took so long for Lightsy to throw out that first combo, but he made it count. He did hit Kier with a full combo. Nicely done. Oh, what?
That is an ace.
5-man
That is
wipe?
an ace for Shot's team.
5-0.
All the forts are still alive, so I don't think they can actually end. They are going to get some of the structures down finally. They're
You
gonna
know
get
you're
pushed
far
in.
behind when your big 5-0 like push is to get some outer forts.
It was part of the plan. This is just they were gonna get far behind, leaving all these buildings up so that when they got the wipe, they could go get the buildings and get that free XP.
Yeah. Now, because they're like, all right, guys, save our EXP spike until the fight at 18 minutes, and that's where we're gonna ramp up. Yeah, I think that was calculated. I agree with you.
I mean, what else are you gonna do versus a wave clear comp? You're not winning the early game. It's just on Tomb. It's not gonna happen. Oh wow, that fight though.
Yeah, man, that I think it was just like getting a little bit cocky there and over aggressive with their positioning, and you can't underestimate the flanks. Now in this next team fight, we're gonna have level 20 fights. I think it's a good one to tune into comms. This time we'll try to get into Shot's channel here. I'm gonna try and find their channel here if you want to talk about what's going on.
And it looks like both teams are just sort of angling for a turn-in. Shot's team has a turn-in and Srey's does not after that wipe. And now with 20 picked up for both teams, there's only 2 gems left before Shot's turn.
Launch pit just came up too. So as soon as they get these knights here, this is their time. This is when they're going to be looking for that fight. So I think we're getting very close to seeing this giant clash here. And in the late game, I mean, yeah, Kerrigan, falls off a little bit in the super late game, but they've got this late game Jaina who's going to be pumping out so much damage. They got the Sizzling attacks upgrade as well for Tychus here, and Tychus in the late game just does so much work.
Especially since he does have all of those in the rhythm stacks, actually has a crazy amount of duration.
I'm gonna jump
on
into their
his,
comms right now.
Great.
Okay, I jumped into their comms channel, but I heard absolutely no comms. I'm not sure why that was the case. Did you hear their comms?
I did.
Comms.
I did. They said focus Morales, get the turn in, get the cannon, go bot in, go bot in.
Okay, I think I just my Discord.
It warmed my heart to hear a team say focus Morales and then win.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe. I'm sorry. It was like the most awkward thing ever. I jumped in their channel, I'm like, here we go, guys. Here's the comms. There was just dead silence while they wiped them in the team fight. But I cannot believe Shot's team has just ramped up in strength so much here in the late game. This is incredible.
Well, it really was then in the rhythm. Like they eliminated everyone so quickly from all that Tychus damage. As soon as they did the combo when Tychus was standing right next to Lightsy, and he just got that percent damage. He's over 7 seconds of duration on his trait right now. And so he just chunked everyone who got brought to him. He was like, I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill you, and you get a minigun, and you get a minigun, and you get a minigun.
Right. Now, it was nicely done, and but it's crazy that after 2 team wipes, they've gotten 1 keep.
And they still can't end.
The game is just even, right? Like, that's basically where we're at right now in the game. So...
But one more team wipe, though. One more team wipe, and they'll be able to end.
Yeah, one more. So 40, yeah, they have their win condition now. The bottom's completely opened up, so they can make something happen here. 40 seconds left on Ancestral Healing. When I went in their channel for the comms, I just thought they were all like ice cold killers. Like nobody just says anything and they just win the team fight decisively. I'm just like, respect. I mean, what else do you say to that?
Not quite the way it worked out. Knights are being taken. Both teams sort of sharking around Boss because they know that it is extremely scary. Boss would probably not even actually end for Shots team unless they got some kills along with it, but for Srey, it's pretty much a guaranteed win condition at this point.
Tychus ready Yoda so quickly here. There's going to be the ring coming out, but that was kind of early on the ring. There's Avatar, and now the turnaround on the Lightsy. They're really wishing they got that kill on Murden right now. But at least nobody has fallen yet on Shots team. I feel like now they're going to want to back up. They still have the Mosh available. And a couple ults down, though, as well for Srey here. They had to use Blessed Shield and Avatar. So, pretty even trade.
They're trying to chase. They're trying to get Nox on that position for Wave of Force. They don't quite manage to pull it off, and it's a clean disengage from Shots team. They got so close to getting Yoda there, and that would have been so good for them, but it didn't quite happen. And all the lanes being pushed in, for Srey's team. They have the Bruiser Camp pushing mid, they have catapults in the bot lane, and with that constant lane pressure, Shots team needs to make something happen. They're the ones that have to initiate a fight and try and make something happen, or they're just going to slowly lose the game. And you can see that they feel that pressure.
Yeah, they definitely do. You know they want to make something happen right now. You can tell they're just waiting. They're basically just trying to play around those cooldowns now. I understand, too, from Shots' perspective, wanting to wait on, especially like the upgraded drill. It's so impactful. Ring of Frost, so huge. But look, they're forcing the engage with 25 seconds left on that drill. But here's the Mosh coming out. No interrupt yet. And then, okay, there's Blessed Shield coming up just in time. Kira's like 5 health. The grenade finishes them off in the backline. Now the chase is on. Lightsy, very healthy here. I feel like Shots team is going to crush this fight. As long as Shot stays a little bit alive, Lieutenant Morales falls to the Kerrigan. Shot is still staying alive. Oh no, there's 2 deaths already. The resets are coming out now. But can they get anything else? Prismat now has retreated from the fight. I think this is going to end up being a 4-for-1 in favor of Shots team here. Ooh, that was close.
4 for 2 Shot. It did go down, but the Death Mosh actually is what secured that kill on Srey at the end, so totally worth it. Taliant went down as well on that Tychus, but they're going to be able to secure Boss off this. But again, Boss is not going to win in the game because there's still a fort there.
Damn, this is going to be the longest game ever because of the slow ramp up of Shots team. And we see some minions beating down the core right now. Prismat. Oh, Prismat getting the full combo there. Getting himself a reset. Maybe not. Prismat, I respect what you're doing and all, but that's a little brave right now. His whole team is like, Prismat, chill, please. And there's going to be a 24-minute boss now pushing down top, but it's not going to be too much of a threat considering they have the fort up, the whole wall, plenty of towers and ammunition to deal with this.
And during that fight, that Bruiser Camp in the mid lane took down the keeps. That's now all the keeps gone for Shots team. Their lanes are going to be constantly pushed in by those catapults.
Quite a tough situation to be in for Shots team, but and on the other side of it, I mean, they're winning team fights, so while you look at your base and it looks really bad, they've got to be feeling kind of confident right now, after winning 3 team fights in a row.
Or are they feeling really nervous because they know if they make one mistake, the game is instantly over?
Yeah, but likewise, if they win the fight, they also end the game, so it's kind of like that stage of the game where either team just loses the game if they lose one more fight.
Every heroic is available. Everyone's going in on this fight in the bot lane. Bruiser Camp is pushing mid. It's going to help depush those catapults for a little bit for a little while, which gives Shots team some breathing room in at least one of their lanes. Yoda in the bot grabbing the siege is going to help depush this lane even more, and just trying to interrupt the turn in. Srey with the flashlight.
Man, he's just been a legend in this game at scouting out all the aggressive stuff. Oh god, don't let Taliant throw down a drill hill. Don't let him do it. Oh no. Oh, that was close. That was almost deja vu there, blocking himself in, but this time made sure he placed as close to that wall as possible. But that sucks, because that's drill down for them. And, man, they're just like, come on, drill, do something. Target someone. Srey just walking up to give them a little bit of charity damage. Feeling bad for the drill.
And look at the value regen mass right there. Srey took quite a bit of damage there, but he's almost instantly back to full health.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that is a lot of regen. Holy cow. So now, Shots team here just clearing out a few more waves. They're not any threat of a turn-in from Srey's team at the moment, so they can just kind of wait out this 50-second cooldown on drill. A lot of times that's kind of what it turns into in the late game. You're just waiting on those huge cooldowns to come back up. Definitely don't want to fight without those, especially in a game-deciding team fight. You need to have every single ability to your disposal.
And that's why Srey Stream, I think, is posturing so aggressively. They know Drill's not on cooldown. They know if they could force a fight here somehow, they would be at an advantage. But they don't want to go too deep looking for it, so they're just pushing the waves in. Again, pressuring that advantage they've had all game of more and more. That's a bug. I think guys just patches. It's not a real death.
I was like, I'm literally looking at Srey. It's like how
he's alive and well. It was actually a building death. I think a well went down, and that triggered the notification.
A well-named Johanna. Oh, the combo under the core here. Srey's team might be a little bit insane here.
But the core is starting to take real damage from this push.
Oh, that's right. The catapults.
The catapults are focused after the patch, so they can get the
two-man Wave of Force needs to come out here very soon. There's going to be the ring. Huge amounts of damage from Nazmas. A beautiful combo from Lightsy is going to secure them 2 kills right off the bat. And they've got it all in the core. Right now, this is coming down to the wire. There's another catapult coming from bottom lane. Even if they kill here, I think they've got it. The catapult's going to finish off the game. Yoda, be a legend here. Oh my god, he couldn't do it. One more catapult shot ends the game. Oh my god.
No, they're gonna get it pushed out. They're gonna get it pushed out in time. Indestructible was not enough.
What did he miss there? Everybody's calling him a troll. Meriden might have missed something there. Might have missed an ability or something, like a little bit of core damage. Literally any core. Wait, those minions
I think he's
in mid. Oh shit, that might be game.
He's storm bolted.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Nazmas, no, you.
He's storm bolted one of the heroes instead of core. He could have storm bolted core, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Oh my gosh. Well, they undervalued their defenses a little bit there on the end. I can't believe that just ended. I just watched that catapult and I'm like, that's a catapult. It's in range of the core. That's it. That's game. So. Wow, an insane comeback from Shot. Let's give him that. They spiritually won that game, right? Because like they had just wiped the team. They were about to go core and end, but you know when it comes down to it, they did lose. Because that's one of those like really hard decisions to make. Those like how many people do you keep back to defend? And Jaina being back there by herself was enough. They needed to leave 2 people back there to get both lanes. That was ridiculous.
It was. I'm watching chat right now. I'm seeing chat's reactions because they're just catching up to the delay.
The live game.
And chat is just like absolutely losing their mind. Oh, how? And again, this is 2-man Spider Queen. The wave clear comp really, in the end, should usually win, but usually not like that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, man.